Well, Chris, it's another week.
It's Friday.
Week. Got some stuff done this week. I'm beating you handily in the weight loss challenge, I'm sure. Yeah, it's going pretty well.
We're on day 4. No, 4 days down. This is day 5.
Yeah.
I have a spreadsheet.
Feels like day 55.
Yeah. Matt was talking a lot of trash on Tuesday, day 2.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
we'll
what I
see
do.
About day 32
I like messing with you.
42, 52.
I'm confident enough in my own whatever that I'm okay with losing. I like to talk a little trash in the beginning, you know. I'll tell everybody what I'm doing and say, good luck. I can't do it. You're not going to be able to do it either. So I'll tell everybody my secret formula of annihilation. But yeah, so today, I'm so hungry that I was so hungry last night I couldn't sleep. Like I was supposed to get up at 4:15 and go to the gym. I just couldn't do it. It was 1 o'clock, 1:30. I'm still sitting there, like staring at the wall.
Because you're doing your cleanse, right? The standard process cleanse.
I'm hungry.
So 21 days of
pain,
of stinky salads and pills and shakes.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
I know if you're gonna make it.
I think I should go back to meat.
Your carnivore plus.
You know what I do you know what motivates me? This is complete opposite. Is watching cooking videos while I'm doing dieting. It's weird.
I was just telling Bryce, so when this comes up, it's like, all right, we got cheeseburgers.
Jiu-jitsu I've been watching a lot of. Yeah,
cheeseburgers and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Another cheeseburger. Yeah.
He must be watching these.
I'm watching Smashburger, learning new techniques. That way when I get to the carnivore in like 15 days, 16 days, that I'll be ready for it.
There you go. Always good to be prepared.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are doing a weight loss challenge around here. Nick kind of organized it and put it together. We start on Monday. It goes through September the 30th or whatever that 29th is. That Friday is the weigh-in day.
Yeah, I'm guaranteed to win.
That's going to be good.
I'm going to win.
What did you weigh in at? What was your starting?
250.1.
250.1.
Now, I drank about a gallon of water and put had my shoes on, so it wasn't really 250.
You had like a wrench in your pocket.
Yeah, no. But I had like probably at least a pound of sweat because I came from a major cardio session. So
you weighed in just over 250.
Yep.
Right. We'll keep everybody updated here as we go.
Yeah, I'm 235 already, 235.2 or something like that this morning. So in 4 days, down 15. It's like I'm cutting weight for a fight.
Yeah,
fighting you.
Your jiu-jitsu debut here. All right, let's get to some questions here from people in the chat. Questions about the audio.
Yeah.
What's the deal with the audio sale details? We've had at least 4.
Yeah, so Tuesday we're going to do like an old school salesman sesh. Like if you were coming to Sound Advice, coming into the demo room, and you were interested in doing some studio monitor speakers for your garage, I'm going to top-down sell you. So I'm going to start at the top, start with Core 59s, a Core Sub, a C685, hook it up, play some tracks, answer some questions. Go down to 47s, go down to 7s. So I'm going to have to open all these boxes, and so we'll have a special open box deal. Okay. And so while we're in the chat, while we're live, you'll be able to email or call in. I'm not sure how we're doing that, but we'll preview all that information while we're there. So while you're live, you can order it. What we're trying to do is get our stock into appropriate levels, but we'll oversell because we'll just get it. I mean, most of the stuff is in stock at NAD and Dyne Audio, so I'll sell more than what we got. But I want to get down we probably have 20 pairs of LYDs. We probably only need 5 or 6, and then we'll turn them over. And so I have too much stuff. I have tons and tons of like AM5s and P5s because we got a crazy deal on them in the past. So we're moving our shelves around as well, and so I'd love to, rather than taking them off the shelf and putting them back on, let's just take them off the shelf and ship them out. And so we're going to have it won't be published, but it'll be a decent discount on the live stream, as well as we'll continue it for the full week and a half basically. So we're doing studio monitors on Tuesday, the 2nd at 8 p.m. And then we're going to try a different time, which would be Friday the 5th. I believe, Friday the 5th at 2 p.m., so our normal podcast time next week. That's when we're going to dig into stereo stuff, doing the regular, like, amplified passive speaker setup. And then the 9th at 5 p.m., we're going to try that time. We're going to do a wireless stuff. And I have some closeouts on Zeos, Dynaudio Zeos, which they're discontinuing because they have a new line called Focus that's coming out. So we'll talk about that, and somebody will get a pretty sweet deal on those. And I think they still have some extra stock, so I may be able to grab some more if more people want them than what we have. And I'm going to start doing this more often with, like, I don't want to get in the sales mode of having a sale all the time because we provide way too much value to do that. But I would like to start to kind of set us up in case we're very likely headed to recession. I've always said someday we're going to have to work for it. And so this is my way to start testing times and figuring out, I'd love to do it with like pressure washing systems, and talk about what you're getting and be there available to answer questions. So we're going to do that with, half dozen of us or so on Tuesday night. And then kind of do that with things that maybe have become, maybe I haven't made a video on it in a while, and do, a couple times a month. We'll do some live stream sales events where we'll start at the top, the best product, and work our way down to, the various, advanced and basic versions of things. And just kind of be live and available to have a discussion to help people plan out their systems. And so the audio one, if you miss any of the lives, it'll be on the channel. So it'll be whatever re-recorded, and we'll have it. I think we'll probably extend it like maybe a week after the event, so that way people don't have to catch it live. You want to catch it live if you have questions, if you want to know what to do, and so I'm going to be there answering everybody's question as long as it takes. It's gonna be fun.
So Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time is the first one.
Yep.
Let's see. Speaking of audio, Adam in the chat says, "Hey Matt, which would you select? Dynaudio 18S or SVS SB3000?"
Oh, 18S, 100%. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I have 18S's or actually, you wouldn't want an 18S. You'd you'd probably want a sub 6. Same thing. It just depends on what you're doing. If you're because the 18S is XLR only, so you can run the 18S. The 18S has the program or has the software to have it integrate seamlessly with the studio monitor stuff, the pro audio stuff. The sub 6 has the DSP for all of the regular Dynaudio stuff. If you don't care about that, you can just tune it without having the preset things. But like I have 2 sub 6s in my home theater. I don't have 2 sub SB3000s, so I would choose the Dynaudio for sure.
Luke wants to know, what's the prize for winning the weight loss challenge? Drone delivery from the Amish place in Georgia?
Monies.
Yeah, there's money.
I told Chris, just give me the money. Just hold it. Might as well just give it to me now. I'm going to win.
Oh man. Yeah, it's everybody contributed a little. I think there's percentages, and then the third place finisher gets a Chick-fil-A free Chick-fil-A sandwich card. I saw that. So they don't get any money, but they get.
Do you want to hear? Do you want me to? Should I tell them my plan? What my plan is here?
Definitely.
So standard process cleanse. If anybody ever
familiar with that?
Yeah, if anybody wants that, I've been talking about this for years. I've failed on it at least 5 times on this since making videos.
You're their best customer.
Yeah. I've failed many times. I've probably gotten through it twice in my life.
Through the whole 21 days, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hoping this is number 3. So we're gonna see if I can get through. I almost quit last night. I almost got up at like 2 a.m. and just drank some milk. I need some food.
Standard process, first 21 days.
Yep. Then I'm going to roll into, at the end of 21 days, on the 22nd day, I'll intermittent fast.
Okay.
And I will do a, carnivore meal, big old steak or burgers or something like that. So I'm going to, but I'm also doing intermittent fasting on standard process, which makes it double painful.
That sounds bad.
Yeah, so I don't have my first shake until at least noon, sometimes 1 or 2. Just fight as long as I can fight. And then the feeding window is actually pretty short. So, I'm done with dinner at probably 7:30 with, not dinner, just some freaking lettuce or something nasty. And then I'm going to roll into carnivore and 72s. So 72-hour fasts.
Whoa.
Yeah. Or, as long as I can hang on. So I'm going to try to hang on to fasting as much as possible. While I'm doing that, I'm also doing a WOD and cardio, at least 5 times a week.
WOD is workout of the day for those out there.
Yeah, so I'm doing at least 5 workout a day, CrossFit workouts a week. I'd like to do 6 if I can get there. I didn't get there yesterday. I just couldn't walk. So I'm doing at least 5 workouts a week and 7 days of cardio. So some sort of running, biking, some rowing, something like that every day. So no days off. And then at the end of this, I'm going to do an Epsom salt weight cut.
So like a wrestler, like you're going to put the...
Correct. I'm going to drop another, 10 pounds or so at weigh-in. So I'm going to come in dehydrated and ready.
You're in a sauna wearing a garbage bag.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to tape the wrists up and put a hoodie over top of that. I'm going to start doing some research on how what's the best way to cut. Yeah. I might go to Helen so I can use the sauna and that big tub there and fill it with some Epsom salts, and then I'll weigh in from there.
If you go to Helen, I don't think that's what's going to happen there.
Yeah.
So you should go to Helen.
Yeah. So that's the plan. It's a foolproof plan.
Well, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
All right. So Brian, our friend Brian Deal out in California, sent an email about this already.
Okay.
He said there are a lot of people who talk crap, but when the going gets tough, poof, they're gone. It's super rare to find someone with a grit to stick to it. I'll put a 20 spot on you, meaning me.
Yeah.
And a C note against Maddie. I think that about says it all. See you.
All right. I'm down. Let's go for it.
All right.
You're going to lose. It's going to lose $100.
That's good stuff. All right. Joseph in the chat says, so happy the Dialed In podcast is back. You guys are changing the world with Destination OG and already have been with OG. Oh, thanks, Joseph.
What's been so fun has been the conversations with all the people that have booked. So we had another one booked last night. We're running out of time for the 5K, so I would, and you can book it now and choose. You don't even have to choose a week right now. You're just locked in, and you can use it whenever you want. You can pull that card whenever you want. Well, I need the $5,000 to help me pay for all the stuff that we're putting in there, but it's just been so fun just spending time with the people that help make this whole thing happen. And we're all like-minded. I can look them in the eye in 1 millisecond and know we're good. They're going to take care of this stuff. They're going to enjoy it. They're going to have a blast. And, my average call has probably been 45 minutes long of just, hanging out, chatting about who they are and what they're about and talking about the house and what I'm planning. And so today I figured out that, so Mike and I are going to go up September 8th. I think it's the 8th to the 14th. We're going to go up for a week. So we're going to test a 7-day, trial, period and make sure it's, prepped and ready for us. The couch arrives for the family room probably next week. So it arrived on the container, so the delivery will be, I think, next week. So the couch is there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go up. We're going to do the home theater. So I'm just going to get a TV and a stand, and we're going to wire it all up. The speakers are already there, and I'm going to just use the NAD 778 for now because I can't get the M17. I can't get the CI 8-150 8-150 amps. So it won't be. It'll still rip, but it won't rip as much as it's going to when I have dedicated 150 watt amplifiers versus the receiver that's driving it all. But I'll have this receiver drive it, and so the home theater will be done. We're gonna really plan out what to do with the bunk room. And I was actually on with my friend Jim Black, who booked a week, a good customer of ours. He shared with me showed me his bunk room. And they just bought. It's like there's a company that makes custom size bunk room beds, and they'll make it however you want. And so that way I don't have to pay $15,000 to have someone come custom do it. We're gonna just order it, and so I can order it, and it's pretty modular. You can kind of design it how you like, and it'll be $5,000 or $6,000 for the frame. And so Mike and I are gonna figure out what we need to do to we're gonna measure it out and really plan on what the bunk room's gonna be. So we won't be doing the bunk room. We'll be doing the home theater, planning out the bunk room, measuring for the outdoor kitchen, and measuring the closets, just getting exact measurements. I'm going to start planning that out. And we're going to hike every day, and we're going to, so we can get our hiking spots. We're going to hike a different spot every day. We're going to go fishing, so I'm going to start working on, trying to find some fishing guides and help us find fishing spots. And maybe we'll find some whitewater rafting or something like that. I don't know if this is the time of year to do it. But we're going to go, try to do some things, figure out some kayaking and things like that, where we can then, provide people with information. So start to build out the first round of, of activities. And I want to fix the Evo as well, because the Evo doesn't have the auto igniter, isn't working. So you just some tweaks like that. So we're going to go up for a week and knock those things out, and just kind of reinvigorate. On August 4th is when we're transitioning to. It's going to be $5,500 a week plus tax. So what is the tax? Do you remember?
I want to say it's 8%, but
that's like the hotel and sales tax combined or something. So it's going to be $5,500 plus taxes. Well, we'll add up whatever that's going to be, and I'm going to hold it there until the year end, and then it'll go to $6,500 is the plan. Because that's the number. It needs to be like $6,200 and change. So we're going to move it to that then, and so I'm going to keep it there. I just need to get people through. I'm telling you, once you see, and people continue to. Once people start sharing what their experience was like, it's incredible. So, and it's perfect for, to get like two or three families together, and a couple grand each, good to go, and then you don't have to eat out the whole time. So your expenses there are going to be minimal. You just go to the grocery store. You go out and eat out a couple of times. Most things there are free, so you're not going to be spending like huge money on like Disney tickets and stuff like that. I mean, I think it's like $12 to ride the Georgia Mountain Coaster and like $10 to go get a tube or something. And so most of the stuff there is going to be, you're out in nature, you're driving your car, so it's low cost. And then, again, hopefully we'll have the car there soon so our West Coast friends can come out. But even if we are on the West Coast, just book a Turo or a Haggerty's, so the Haggerty's is trying to take out Turo. But there's, Bryce was telling me about that yesterday, but there's quite a few, and I can even refer you to a couple of guys in Atlanta that have Porsches or BMWs, like some decent cars that you could take up. So even if you are in West Coast or whatever, I'm telling you, come out and experience the mountains. I really wish I could go out there with you and drive. I'm working on that, but it's incredible.
All right, TJB asks here in the chat, Matt, or perhaps Chris, what's your best guess of household income for the average OG enthusiast?
I would say it's probably like 200.
So we skew higher.
Yeah. I mean, there's some guys are going to throw that if you take like one standard deviation away, it's probably in the low hundreds. I would guess. What's the average income in the U.S.? 50,000, something like that, maybe.
I think median's around there.
Yeah, somewhere around 50. So our average is probably somewhere close to double that. Because if you take the first standard deviation away from the top and bottom of the distribution, then you're probably somewhere in the $75,000 to $125,000 range, something like that. If you add in the ultra affluent, you look at the full bell curve, it's probably 200.
That skews it a bunch.
Yeah.
Anthony wants to know, hey Matt, it was wild seeing you back in your home garage after being in the Helen garage.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I saw lots of comments on the video about that, yeah. In your mind, are you thinking of a million things you want to do when you are in your home garage now?
Yeah, what I'm thinking about is completing things, So I'm very, very focused on getting the projects that I have in my head that I've either written down or have in my head or have bought things for. And so I put a hard, fast rule on myself that I'm not buying anything until the projects that I have are, almost done or largely done. So, I'm adding in the Helen project to this because it's part of the phasing plan. But I think that having the garage done. Now I ordered cabinets. I got to wait for the cabinets. But having the garage done at Darlington and finishing the home theater at Darlington, finishing the paint and getting lights hung and the outdoor kitchen done and my cars all put together. The M2 is going to be done next week. The M3 is about to be done next week. The E92 we'll be working on the E36 next week. So I'll be finishing up the car projects. because I want to get back to the point to where I enjoy waiting for something to come, anticipating things instead of dreading it. Oh gosh, I've got this really cool thing coming that I have to do something with. And so we're doing the same thing with our product creation as well. We're getting Hafele done, Sacco light bulbs, GMF, Ego, all the stuff that I've invested in, getting this stuff up and performing, and getting that information out to you people. But yeah, the garage, we designed and ordered the list of cabinets, but that's a 4-month process. And we designed and ordered the lights, so the lights are coming. So we're going to paint it. So next week, Mike's going to start working on the pressure washing system, painting it, and fixing the walls and getting it all prepared for the lights. And then when the cabinets come, it'll be ready to go.
We got a super chat here. Improved Garage, $10 US. The Helen series is amazing. So much quality content coming out of OG that watching it all is like a third job. I appreciate the guys are still releasing new products without you being there.
Yeah, I mean, that's important. As I was gone for 36 days, and I was supposed to be gone for another 7 with Italy. Luckily, I didn't, because I feel like I got a lot done. Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's what I'd hoped it would be, and I hope at some point this kind of catches fire and starts to gather more subscribers and more people that are bought into this kind of lifestyle, this kind of ideal, the ideals that, or the ethics that Obsessed Garage stands for.
Hey Matt, this is from Tristan. No, excuse me, you. When it comes to no, now we deleted it. Sorry, apologies. Matt, what do you think about BMW's 50 years emblem? Have you seen that? Do you know what that is?
No, I probably hate it.
Let's see. Oh, it's got some red in it.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah, that looks a little weird. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, I don't like that.
All right, not for you.
Nope.
Kyle York says, hey, I got an E93. It had the OEM 220s on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to get the M359 rims.
Mm-hmm.
From my understanding, you can run Avant-Garde without spacers.
Mm-hmm.
Are the Avant-Garde okay rims or only for OEM 359s with spacers?
Well, there's a company coming out with a forged proper spec version. Do some searching on it. You can probably find it on the forum that they're due to launch at some point. My name's on the list. That would be the way to go, because they're doing a forged version of the 359M wheel in a better offset. But otherwise, I think I'd rather have the OE wheels. Avant-Garde wheels are fine, but they are a little heavier. From what I think they're heavier than the stock wheels. But they look good. So there's a little more concave to those, I believe. I don't think you can go wrong either way.
Robert Blair says, as the Milwaukee full-size vacuum is probably made by the same company as the Flex.
Yeah, they're all made by Nilfisk.
Do you think it's still a viable option? Have you tested it yet?
I'm pretty sure it's the exact same thing, and the Milwaukee, I believe, is more money and less margin and worse accessories. That's the key. I don't care so much about the margin as I care about the accessories. Or the Flex has the best accessories out of all of them, even over Nilfisk. The funny thing is the OE Nilfisk one was like $200, $300 more than the Flex. It's the same freaking thing with like one extra little feature that we're not going to use. So yeah, I mean the Milwaukee's viable. It's the same freaking thing. There's like 2 other companies that use the same OE chassis, but it's a super high quality European built tank. So I think the Flex of this is the best way to go. It's either Festool or Flex. Is my choice.
All right, Jeps in the chat says, my almost 2-year-old son is watching right now and enjoying your soothing voice as well as the OG content. Got to start him young.
We get that sometimes. People send pictures of their kids like watching, mesmerized by my ridiculousness. It's cool.
Dune Wild says, I'm looking for a couple speakers for desk that's in my shop, mainly for my computer.
Yep.
Do you have something that's Bluetooth capable so I can run off my phone as well?
Yeah, I mean, just do the AM5s. They're they're not ideal. Or you could run LYD5s and add a Blue Sound node, but not, you're getting up there in cost because you got a $1,000 or $800 Blue Sound node for it. But yeah, the PSB AM5s are fantastic, absolutely fantastic. You can run Bluetooth. You could just run the headphone right out of your computer, right into them. They're beautiful. And then you could, if you really wanted to, you could pair that, and I would pair it with a Micro 3000. The either an SB 1000 SVS sub or a Micro 3000. If you can swing I think a Micro 3000 is $900, but that has 2 8-inch woofers. Is perfect for a desk setup. So yeah, I mean, if you got cash to burn, then LYD 5s, you would need to get a universal audio adapter in order to make those work, like the universal audio Volt 175 and a Blue Sound node. So you need to get multiples in order to make that thing work. And then you'd want either a Micro 3000 or a sub 3, or I guess a sub 9S from Dyne Audio. But yeah, I think practicality wise, based on what I'm hearing them say here, is I would probably want AM5s, have Bluetooth built in, and you can connect them right to your computer. A piece of cake.
Boz also has a question on audio. Looking to pull the trigger for speakers for my 20x20 garage.
Yep.
Would studio monitors or a passive set be more beneficial?
I think it depends on what you're into. I generally would choose studio monitors first. But if you really like audio, you're going to get a little better performance out of a pair of really quality speakers and an amplifier. It also depends on what room you got. You got room to plug things in and put things in place. So generally speaking, I'm going to choose a studio monitor setup. But if you're really, really into audio, you're gonna hear it. A slight difference in studio in a getting like a C388 and a pair of Evokes and then a nice subwoofer is a great combination. So we'll be talking about all that stuff while we're doing the events. But like an LYD 48 with a Blue Sound node is amazing. But so would a pair of like a MIT 20s and a C368 NAD would be amazing too. So really, it comes down to how much money you got, how much money you're willing to spend on this thing. Like with the SVS subwoofers, a lot of the decision making is money and size. How much space you got, how much money you got, and a 4000 series is better than a 3000 if you got the space and you got the money. A 3000 is better than a 2000 if you got the space, you got the money.
We have a super chat from KB, $9.99 US. Watched your Hex video about the house breakdown and love that you're only doing $5K a week for now. The ones around Helen are asking way more on Airbnb. Your favorite. Do you think going $2,000 a day is more reasonable?
No, I don't want to go to that. That's just that it eliminates like 75 or 80% of the audience, 75% of the people that might go there and really enjoy it. I'm really also looking to capture the next generation. I'm super appreciative of the ultra affluent and the people that buy $100,000 garages from us and $200,000 garages. I love that. It's great. I think we're suited to do that. But the big epiphany for me, and I said this many times when we did the pressure washer testing, and the epiphany and the realization that there's a progression here. I'm always talking about progression in cars and how much I enjoyed that. Although if you'd asked a 20-year-old version of me, I'd love to get a 458 day one. But having looked back, the progression makes it so much more enjoyable, makes you more, less entitled, more appreciative. And so I want the 30-something, the 20-something to be able to put something together and make it happen, to go to this place and experience what could be. What their garage could be, what their closet could be, what their outdoor kitchen could be. I didn't know anything about outdoor kitchens when I was 28, but if somebody showed me it, I'm like, oh man, I'm going to aspire to chase that. And I think, I take a lot of heat for materialism and stuff like that, but those of you that know me and have gotten to know me, or those that are probably listening to this podcast, know that the pursuit of the stuff is not really about the stuff. It's more about the relationship, and it's more about my ability to be able to share the knowledge that I've learned on the pursuit and the relationship that thus results from that knowledge share. And so now I can share even more by including people in actually going to my house and using it. It's the ultimate engagement, if you will. And not just because many of you that are watching aren't going to be able to go to it for whatever reason. You can't afford it, don't have the time to do it, don't want to go there. But I can live one existence just me, just doing what I was already doing, and then create a path to share other things that aren't just garage related that I have a passion for and an interest in. It's just like I don't have a passion for doing the detailing, but I have a passion for the detailing process and the product. I don't have a passion for cooking, but I have a passion for the process of cooking and the products that you would use to do it. It's everybody has their niche, everybody has their spot, so the world needs the guy to put together the stuff. We also need the guy to actually use the stuff. So I'm the guy to put together the process and the product and then share it.
Kevin Nickens in the chat says, glad to have the podcast back. I need a basic, advanced, and ultimate TV recommendation.
I think basic would be a series LG OLED. I think it's A1. Extremely inexpensive for that. Now, if you're in a garage or you're in a sunroom, I would people overblow this. Like I put OLEDs right next to the windows. Like my darn home theater in my house is right next to a giant whatever that is, 100-inch window. I'm generally going to pick an OLED. But if you have in the garage, I usually do mini LED. So there's QNED 90 and QNED 99. So I have the 99 series in the garage in Helen, but you probably in Kate's playroom, I have a QNED 90, which is mini LED, which is terrible for regular watching. I just can't. I couldn't watch it, but it's the best version of LCD, I think, at this point. It's mini LED. Now there's micro LED that's also out, but that's ultimate, in the LCD range. So if you're gaming, playing, kids using the TV all the time, or it's a kid's TV or it's a garage TV, do the QNED stuff, 90 or 99. If you're doing anything else, A1 entry, C1 or now C2 would be the advanced, and the G2 Evo would be the ultimate.
There you go, Kevin. Brad wants to know, Brad Hone, will there be a car in Helen next May?
Yes. Yeah, we should. I don't unless BMW has some major production issues. Yes, there should be a car there.
Matt Duffy wants to know, did you say that you ordered white cabinets?
Yeah, we ordered white, stark white, for the Lista in the house here. I think it's going to be really cool.
Cars and Motorcycles Exotic says, I just got my Viper chair delivered. I'm excited to put it together. Excellent.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Cadillac Shack says, did you consider the interior design and finishes of the Porsche design towers in Miami when you were considering interior designs for the Helen house?
No.
I looked it up. That's the exterior anyway.
Yeah, no. I don't know much about that place. That Laurel did it all, so.
Yeah, she's pretty good. Super chat from Improved Garage, $10 US. Watched the SVS videos. I have Evoque, Node, Vidar, and want to upgrade my SB1000.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 25 by 30 garage.
Yep.
Do you think a single SB3000 would fill that area? I don't have room for the PB. Can I buy one from OG now?
Yeah, definitely SB3000. Yeah, that would destroy that room. You'll run it at probably 5 or 6 dB lower than what you're running your SB1000 at now. It'll smooth out and integrate much better. It'll feel like you have a subwoofer in the system rather than a bolted-on subwoofer like the 1000. Yeah, we can order it. If you don't mind, we'll order it for you, and we'll have it in a couple of maybe a week or two. But if you hit up who should he contact? And you think Robert?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Robert at obsessgarage.com, and he can get one ordered for you. But yeah, the 3000 would be the way to go. The 2000 is my favorite. But the 3000 is better. but just if you're factoring in dollars. But yeah, that 3000 would make a significant difference in your output and the quality of bass that you have.
Our Canadian friend Philippe Champagne says, "Is OG Canada still on the plan for the new year with the way things are going now?"
Probably not this year. We'll see. Things may move quicker when I get to I've got about 2 months worth of worth of work to get done and products to get done and the Destination OG site to get built robustly. One of the big mistakes I've been making is that I haven't been setting a by when with anybody. I just throw things out there and hope it gets done. And part of that is because I haven't been clear. My head hasn't been clear because I've had too many things. And so I'm going to spend a lot more time. Like a big epiphany is like, what if I had like a day off? Like, what if there was a day I woke up and like I didn't have anything to do? Like where I didn't have like 57 things on the docket. Like, could you imagine? I can't even imagine what that'd be like. So I'm going to work toward getting there. Like, imagine I just took a day and didn't do something. I haven't done that ever. And if I have, I'm still sitting there thinking about what I should be doing. So, what was the question again? I forget what we were talking about.
OG Canada.
Mm-hmm. So, I want to do Canada right, and we have to get some things done before we do it correctly. And I am still interested in this concept of this idea of maybe doing some sort of asset-backed line or having some investment come in and help me do this stuff quicker. Right now, I can't do it because I don't have the money to do it. I invested too much in Helen, and I want to finish Helen, and so extra dollars are going to be allocated toward finishing Helen. And building our, continue to build our inventory and get prepared to build a warehouse next door. But it's a shame because Canada is like instant, just sort of guaranteed revenue for me because I have so many of so many people that are following that would love to support us.
Z Gagne says, Matt, what are your thoughts on adding windows to garage doors? Worth it or just get a new door?
Yeah, I don't love windows on the door. Yeah, I'd be inclined to get a new door if you really wanted to have them, but if I have a choice, I'm getting them without windows.
Mig L says, I keep drying aid in my garage and notice it building up inside of the container wall. Shaking it seems to break it down and mix it back in, but not all. Is this expected if stored in a warm place?
Yeah, warm or cold. I think that it's the silicone. The silicon dioxide is it's kind of gums up like that. Shaking it helps. I haven't found any negative to it. That's why I didn't put color in it because that ruins everything when you put that color. Because then the color rises to the top and ruins every bottle, every spray bottle, everything it touches, and that same stuff will stain your paint too. So it's for whatever reason it's a byproduct of I guess that can't be homogenized where it's always mixed. But it's not problematic. Shouldn't be an issue.
Speaking of drying aid, Jeffrey Hutchins says, I'm transitioning from bead maker to OG drying aid.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything to consider, or can I keep my normal routine even though bead maker will still be present?
Yeah, normal routine, just less product. You don't need to spray as much. And you'll have less smearing. It's just a little easier to do, and it'll look pretty much the same.
Nate Mercy says, I know you're not an interior dressing person, but was wondering if there is a reason why I can't dilute it more than 5-1 for interiors as recommended to knock back the shine.
It probably loses effectiveness at that point. Yeah, you could try. It couldn't hurt, but it may not become soluble anymore. It may separate in the water if there's not enough, or generally speaking, it probably doesn't do much.
Super chat from Philip Zeems, $10 US. Do you have any suitcase recommendations? Looking for a new one.
Yeah, I like Toomey stuff a lot. You're gonna way overpay it, but the ballistics grade and whatever that ballistics they call it, ballistic something or other, the material they use is like bulletproof. It's also really helpful when you go to the airport. Nobody has a nice luggage. They always have some knockoff Louis Vuitton, and some goofy crap, but everybody always has the same Samsonite garbage from TJ Maxx, and so when your Toomey comes, that's easy to spot.
Ballistic nylon.
Yeah, ballistic nylon. Well, I think it's lifetime warranted, and then it has a barcode that you log in and your Toomey log in, and you have it, so it's full time. No, I got black, but you could also get one of the off colors that would make it even more easy to identify. But I'm telling you, if you're going to go in the airport and the Toomey stuff comes out, it's so easy to spot. It's so much better.
Christopher Deedy says, is there an update on the Gentleman Spec GT3?
Nothing yet. No, I mean it's due sometime October, November, likely.
Matt Radford wants to know, hey Matt, do you have a go-to reference track or album that you use when testing an audio setup?
It changes a lot. I've been listening to right now is two things I've been listening to a lot has been.
For the videos, didn't you just use?
Well, yeah, just some garbage
royalty
free
free
royalty. I keep saying duty free, royalty free. So Ball and Biscuit from the White Stripes has been my go-to.
That's a good song.
Another one has Buying Down the River by Perfect Circle. Crawling King Snake from the Black Keys. Let's see. Goodbye Carolina from the Marcus King Band.
Don't know that one.
Why is this thing not
Ball and
working
Biscuit's
here?
good stuff though.
Yeah, so those are some of the things I've been listening to here recently.
Got a generator question for you. If you don't know the answer to this, support probably does here. Obsessed Mobile Detailing says, will a 7,000 watt generator that has 240 volt be enough to run the KWS 700? I recently added driveway cleaning to my business and would love to stay in the Krensla ecosystem.
7,240 would be 29 amps. So, I mean, theoretically, it should. I mean, the KWS is a 23 amp draw. I don't know what the inrush is, though. But theoretically, yes, that would be enough. But I'm not certain. I've never put the amp meter on to see what happens when you need the initial shock. But I think it'd be the biggest concern would be a foam cannon use. But just know the KWS is pretty loud. It's about as loud as a gas version. It's great, but yeah, I think it would probably work.
And he also wants to know, will the KWS 700 draw water from a tank?
Yes, yeah, it will self-prime.
Kevin says, hey Matt, I need a rant about BMW charging monthly for heated seats. So gimmicky for what was once such a cool company.
That's funny. Yeah, I saw that. I don't know how real that is.
So
yeah.
you can just decide during the summer, I don't need them. I'm cutting it out this month.
I don't
That's
know. I don't care about heated seats, so that's interesting. Yeah, I saw that too, but I don't know how much I believe it.
Justin 5.0 says, curious as to why you didn't go with the Active 2.0 setup at the Helen garage.
Oh, it's Krensla. It's a $200,000 garage. I'm not putting an Active in there. Active is what you do if you have to do it. Otherwise, you do Krensla. So yeah, I mean the Active's nice, but yeah, it's not for me. It's a nice progressive step toward a Krensla, or for somebody who doesn't value pressure washing as much as I do.
Nolan Shaw says, I prefer debadged items. Any thoughts on masking / covering the Sonic cabinet logos? Yeah,
we're working on an insert for that. The problem is when you pull it out, there's a divot there, and it looks stupid. And so we're gonna have like an Obsessed Garage all black one if you wanted like one of them, and then we're gonna have just a fill-in plate. So yeah, I agree with you. I don't want all the stupid Sonic logos either.
I can review it. Says, any plans to expand to home security systems like cameras, door sensors? If not, do you have a system that you recommend?
I just call up ADT and have them do it. I don't like all the little DIY stuff. But ADT's partnership with Google, they're getting better ADT is improving all the time. I just have it on all the commercial buildings, their key card swipe, all that stuff. So they provide me a one-stop shop solution. But I'm going to be just doing, until they get Google integrated in the ADT system, you're better off just buying Google cams. So I need to get the doorbell cam and the exterior cam for Helen just to get those done. We're going to take those up in September and install those. But that's what I do. I don't like Simply Safe and all that stuff. I don't buy that working very well.
Juiced says, I want to get some LYD 5s for my desk setup at home.
Yep.
What's the best way to connect those to my laptop? Any good alternatives to the Apollo Solo?
Yeah, the Solo's terrible. It's just so problematic software-wise. I just bought the the Volt 175 for Helen. It's like $100 and something bucks. I forget that other company that I almost bought. There's some inexpensive. If you go to Sweetwater and you search, like I guess I forget what you'd search, but you search them on Sweetwater. I bought the beauty of the what do they call that thing? Yeah, Volt 175 or 176. Sorry, is the one I just bought. It looks really cool. It's like $180, and 100. And you're not going to use the input part of it. But it doesn't require software to at least control the volume.
Pan, our friend Pan the organizer, says, "Hey guys, just wanted to pass by and say how freaking amazing the garage at Helen came out. Matt and the team did a stellar job. Most beautiful detailing garage I have seen."
You'll have to come down there and we'll do like an influencer. Yeah, Pan, you want to come down here? I'll give you a week for free. Ooh. You go there, shoot a video. I'm in. You just email Jeff and get it. I'll get set up right now. Why don't you come down in October?
There you go. Let's see. Kyle York says, went from a Definitive Tech sub, which was garbage, and broke after 2 years, and now have an SVS Micro 3000, and I love it.
Yeah, the 3000 is pretty cool.
All right. Following up on the window garage door question, sounds like lighting is the way to go. What temp do you use in the garage?
5K, either 5K or 6500. But 6500 is really hard to get, in quality. For a long time, I was getting 6500K Verilux, regular, incandescent tubes. Those were amazing, but they stopped making them, and so it's hard to find anything in high quality 6500. So 5K is what you need.
All right, Pan says he would definitely go there. I would certainly go there. Excuse me.
Yeah,
it's a Canadian
thing. Do it. You buy the plane ticket. I provide the house. Take your camera. Spend a week. Shoot all kinds of videos. Do it.
All right. Email Jeff at Obsessed Garage.
He'll just have to Turo something, and email Jeff. Get set up. The sooner you go there, the better. All of September is available, and I think most of October.
Brad wants to know: do you need any OG helpers to come down when you and Mike go back to Helen?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
You can play NBA Jam and ping pong while Matt works. Let's see. Hey, Matt, this is from Martin in the chat. How long do you keep this silent FIAC compressor pressurized before depressurizing and clearing? E.g., every time you use it, a couple of days, once a week, etc.?
Yeah, once every month or so. You don't have to do it very often. Maybe even less than that. Yeah, not very often.
Ty wants to know, have you looked into a separate soap wand solution? Chemex uses a system for his company.
Yeah, we talked to the Chemex guys. I think we're working on something with them. And then, Mosmetic has their wand. The issue I found is the amount of soap you rifle through, and so finding the dilution in the tank. And so, yeah, there is potential for that in the future. So yeah, we've been working on it a little bit, just kind of in the background.
Shaz29 says, I got Evoke 50s from OG from my home theater. Love them. How different is the sound signature for the LYDs? Thinking of using LYD 5s plus Dyne Sub 18S for my computer in a fairly large room.
Very similar. The LYDs are of the emit quality, so they're a step down from Evokes, but the cores would be closer to. Cores are kind of like in between Contours and Evokes, so cores are a little better. But the Core 7s are too big for computer speakers, unless you just have a really, really big desk. But yeah, I think it's the same tonal character, it's the same smoothness. You'll love them. I mean, I have LIDs on every computer I have. One here, one at my house, one next door, one in Helen. The LID 5s are amazing. You could bump up to, or special order you a set of LID 7s if you wanted something bigger, but the 5s will destroy an entire garage. A 5, and then if you can pony up and get the sub 18S, like I have next door, it's awesome. So you might want a little bigger subwoofer for that room, but even a sub 9S would be fine. Or the Micro 3. I'm probably going to start doing the Micro 3000 instead of the sub 9S. I'm not a huge fan of the 9S. It's just a little weak. That's what I have in here is a sub 9S. I have a sub 9S at home, sub 9S in Helen, but a sub 18S, which is the dual high excursion 9-inch woofers in the garage next door.
Speaking of the 18S, Follow-up question, same guy. Will the 18S be too big when I eventually move my PC to a smaller standard room/office size?
Nope, I don't think so. I mean, you'll just have a better, like in the John's garage in Atlanta, we did an 18S with a pair of LD5s in a normal like 10 by 10 office. It's incredible. I mean, I'd always choose an 18S over a 9S if I could.
Christopher Deedy says, need to replace the family room subwoofer. It's got 20-foot ceilings, hardwood floors, and a big space. Which do I order?
If you have room, a ported sub would help a lot there, especially if you're watching a lot of movies. So something like a PB2000 or the SB2000. I'm sorry, the PB3000 is giant. So if you look at the dimensions and you can fit it, a ported sub would help. But an SB2000, 3000, 4000, any of those sealed subs would also do really, really well. I'm a huge fan. If you're getting into higher end, then that's where the Sub 6 comes in. The Sub 6 is what, $2,400. So I mean, you could get an Ultra, a PB16 Ultra, giant subwoofer. I'm not going to put Ultras in my home theater. I want the Sub 6s from Dynaudio.
Are those the tall ones? The cylinder?
No, that's the core. That's a core sub. Those are $4,000 a piece. The cores are what I use in the garage, the studio monitors. I probably will put some core in my home theater at some point, maybe. But in Helen, we're doing Evoke 50s, Evoke Center, Evoke 20s in the rear, Evoke 10s as the Atmos, and 2 Sub 6s. It's going to destroy.
Nate Marcy wants to know, how do I find a local tire shop that does Hunter road force balancing without making 24 phone calls?
Yeah, you don't really have a choice. I mean, Discount Tire almost always has it. You also want to make sure that they have Hunter, if you're going to do alignment, you want to make sure that they have the Hunter tire clamps, not wheel clamps, which are hard to find. But yeah, I mean, Discount Tire is a good bet. And, if you don't want to do Discount Tire, you have to just call around and find someone who has it.
Obsessed Mobile Detailing says, is there any ETA on the 40-inch Mosmatic ones? Didn't see it on the out-of-stock page. I just looked. We have 2 in stock, but they're both reserved. So email support at Obsessed Garage. They can give you a better date than we can. Henry wants to know, did you ever end up testing the Pure EST stuff you posted on Instagram? That's that Swedish stuff.
No, I punted it. Jeff has been using it on Adam's cars. Yeah.
Here you go, Ryan. You'll appreciate this. Ryan on Life. I am obsessed in a different way. I still use a 5.1 computer speakers in the garage from high school 17 years ago.
I like that.
All right, there are a couple Instagram questions I want to get to. Hey, Matt, will your upcoming audio sale include 8-inch Dynaudio Studio Series two-way in-ceiling speakers?
Yep.
And if so, which night would they be a part of the live stream?
We'll probably talk about that on we'll go into ceiling speakers and in-wall speakers on the stereo night. So that would be the second night, which would be August 5th. Actually, the afternoon then, and we'll get into that.
1 week from today.
Yep. Yeah, they're awesome. I mean, I have them all over the place. I'm going to be putting a lot of them in Helen and a lot of them in the outdoor kitchen outside.
That was from Mooser 2001. AJ Shanks asks, hey Matt, do you know about what the GPM is on a garden hose? We know it'll be more than a pressure washer, but I've never actually seen any test results.
Yeah, I think it's about 8 gallons a minute or something like that, 6 to 8, depending on the pressure, depending on how much water pressure you're getting, something like that.
All right, Spicy Noodles, great name, wants to know, when do you plan on getting 500 milliliter Press-All bottles in the stock?
They're on the water. They're inbound any day.
So we don't know exactly Spicy Noodles, but they are.
That's crazy. We sold through all those, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those clear 500s are popular.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't see any other questions. This is nice. Oh, here's one. Bradley chimes in. Hunter isn't the only company that has a tire clamp alignment sensors. The John Beam machines, which I believe is owned by Snap-on, has them too. So that's worth looking into.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen one of those before.
We'll look it up here in a minute. All right, that's all the questions we got. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Not really. I'm hungry. Real hungry. Real tired. Real tired, real hungry, and I got to go home and do something. I was going to probably do like 100 burpees or something.
Oof. That's your cardio today?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just not going to the gym today. I'm going tomorrow morning. So, But probably do like 100 burpees and 200 air squats or something like that.
And didn't you say you're also, what are you doing, like hanging out in the sun for a little while every day?
Yeah, I'm doing 10 minutes. I was listening to Andrew Huberman on the latest Joe Rogan when he was on Rogan podcast, and he was talking about getting vitamin D from actual sun exposure. I think that might help me, just from a overall health perspective. I'm so darn white now. There's a danger zone, right? You also don't want to slather up with sunscreen if you can help it. But so if I do like 10 or maybe 15 minutes a day, just to get some additional natural vitamin D, it's very different than vitamin D supplementation. I just think that I'd be overall healthier, maybe happier, and who knows, maybe that'd get me back on the road again.
All right, a couple more questions just came in, then we'll call it a day here. Do you recommend rubber underlay for Swiss tracks? This is from MSN Online.
No, I don't think you'd want to do that. I haven't tried it, but I don't think it would do well.
Michael says, hey, fellas, does the stubby nozzle for the Ego come with a silicone band? Because I just bought one, and it had a small band on it. The very tip of it has a little gray.
Yeah. But the blower band is you can either buy it as a package or separately. Yeah. So you have to buy the blower band thing separately.
That's different. The blower band is a little wider.
Yeah.
Matt Nelson says, my garage use case is a mix, with about half of it being for woodworking. Do you have any advice on which model of Swiss tracks to get? Rib tracks versus rib tracks smooth?
Definitely rib tracks. And smooth is going to be a mess for you. Then all the sawdust is going to sit on top. And there's a pretty high, static electricity element to Swiss tracks that, it will kind of pull the sawdust down underneath it, and you'll just be able to suck it up wherever you want. But the smooth, the slits aren't big enough to allow all the sawdust to go, so it'll just be a mess. So you definitely want the regular Rib Tracks Pro.
Andre says, hey guys, any plans for an OG spec paint depth gauge?
I have it. I mean, it's the Delfesco, the Pause Detector 3000 or 6000 or whatever the heck it's called. I have to do some more work with it. I've got it sitting there. I've got all of them, all the Delfescos. That's what you want. It's like $1,800 or so. Maybe it's $3,000 or something like that. Thanks for reminding me of another thing that I've got to get done.
All right, last question here from Josh in the chat. Will you be going to SEMA this year?
I think so. I should go. Yeah.
Back to normal, right?
Yeah, if we're back to normal and don't have to do any nonsense, then yeah, no freaking stupid mask nonsense or any of that stuff, then I would go. Yeah, sure.
That's what, November-ish?
How come I don't see people yelling about masks anymore? How come these European dorks aren't I don't see them yelling about that anymore. Nothing's changed. It's the same. It's the same as it was 2 years ago. Are they going to apologize for being annoying dorks?
I don't think so.
You don't think they're going to do that? No.
Okay, here you go. Apex. That's the one. That's the other one you like to go to, right?
Yeah.
That's where you found Cox Hose Reels.
Yeah.
That's November 1st through 3rd.
Yep. That's the normal time.
Right,
yeah, I'm going to be in a really good place in the next couple of months. I'm going for sure. I'm going to call Rag Company, see if they can get me a pass.
There you go.
I'm sure they would.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Next week we will be here, but it will be we won't actually be here, I guess. We'll be doing the audio
We'll be
thing.
next door in the Yarn Building doing an audio event. It's going to be fun.
And that one
is fielding all kinds of questions, and I think this is going to be fun. I think people are going to like this. I mean, I don't know that we'll have tons and tons of people watching it live, but I think that if we start doing this regularly, it could be a nice addition. I wonder if we also publish it to the podcast as well. I wonder if how fluid it will be, if it would translate well to audio only. We'll see. I've submitted months ago to Spotify to see if I could start doing video as well, but that would be awesome. I'd love to be able to do that. There's only a few podcasts that are approved for that. So they probably just don't have the server bandwidth yet to sign everybody up for that, but I'd love to have that as well.
All right, thank you all for the questions and for your support of us. We'll see you next week, same time.
Go book Destination OG. Do it now. We got another couple of weeks. You can book it for 5Gs all in.
I think it's just 1 week, right? August the 3rd at midnight is the last deadline for it. So I'm telling you, there's no risk to you here. If you can't go or don't, I'll give you your freaking money back. I'm not worried. I'm not keeping your money. There's no stipulations here. If you can't figure out a week that works for you, or but you do have to pay up front. It's just easier that way than try to track people down.
But we may implement, if we can get some software where it takes a small deposit or something, would probably be better for people in the long term. But I think we're gonna have so many people booking this thing that we're not gonna have to worry about playing any of these games, of doing any kind of promotions and stuff. So now's the time, and it's gonna go to 5,500 plus. So it's gonna be like $6,000 or something. Yeah. And then it's going to go to 6,500 in the future. So
yeah, I saw a guy ask you a question about if he could book summer of 2024.
Sure,
yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I've got lots of people that are booked out into next year, but yeah, definitely. We had one person book into 2024, 2024 will be a year and a half from now. So yeah, absolutely. Whatever you want, let's book it. Whatever date you want. I think the best time to go is October. April and October. Those are the two best times. But most people want to go Thanksgiving, Christmas. They want it, which will also be beautiful. They'll want to go. They want to go 4th of July, Labor Day, those kind of things. So those weeks will book up quickly. But I think the time to go is September, October, and then March and April. Those are the best times. Anyway, thanks for your support. See you soon.